You just heard from founder Gillian Morris. Her company is called Hitlist, is an app that sends you notifications, great deals on flights if you are traveling with some flexibility. We are going to turn things over to our judges. Vince Ponzo, you're in the hot seat. You're starting first. What did you make of the pitch?
I like the pitch a lot. My questions really revolve around how you're acquiring your customers, the cost to acquire them, and how frequently they're then re-engaging with the app.
So we've spent nothing on marketing so far, and we're at about 120,000 users. So that's been purely through earned media and sort of viral user-generated acquisition. We are moving forward. We're obviously, at a certain point, we'll have to investigate paid channels, but I think we still have a lot of latitude. We're offering a very, very different product than people are used to seeing, and it seems to be gaining its own traction.
Nihal, what was your take?
Yeah, I thought it was very interesting as well. I think definitely focusing a little bit more on the viral aspects to promote the app organically. I had a question around the business model. Is it just affiliate fees?
That's what we're working on for now, but we're looking into evolving into a little bit more of a source of information, place that people come for recommendations and inspiration, and that's where we see we can make a bit of a pivot into media and potentially have sort of advertising or sponsored content. Obviously, it'll have to be handled in an appropriate way so we maintain the trust of our customers.
And Matt?
I really didn't mind the affiliate side of the business, because when you look at affiliate or lead gen type businesses, the only ones that have been successful from a venture scale perspective are ones in the travel industry. So I think there is a big opportunity there. I think the big question for me is just around the behavior change that this may require users to go through. I just don't know what segment of the population travels kind of not on a set time and a set frequency, but is more flexible and is therefore willing to use an app that maybe provides some additional flexibility for saving money.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a completely, like I said, it's a very new user model, and it's something that we're going to have to educate the populace. But generally, when we talk about it, it's something that it appeals to them. Again, if you have to do a very specific time and place, kayak or something like that is great for that. But when you're looking at, maybe I could travel for a weekend, but I could come back on Monday morning, or I could leave on Saturday morning, or things like that, that's 4 searches you have to do right there. If you're thinking about different places, all these things, you know, it sort of compounds, and you end up wasting a lot of time. And I think there are a ton of trips that just never end up getting taken. So we think we can activate a lot of incremental travel.
Gillian, what are your relationships like with the airlines, with hotel companies? Because there's all sorts of possibilities for synergies here.
Absolutely. So we are negotiating with a number of airlines to work potentially directly with them, and that's where I think we have a really exciting edge in allowing them to market directly to customers in a way that they've never been able to do before, where people are explicitly listing their intents, what they're interested in. There's tremendous potential for a better exchange of information and a better experience both on the vendor side and the customer side.
Vince, what other models have you seen work or not work that make you think of Hitlist?
I harken back to a lot of the similar travel models, really. I think it is interesting. I think there is an element of needing to change consumer behavior around traveling, especially. I do think, I like the way you integrate Facebook and the way you pull in where your friends have been and where they might be going. I think that was a really nice touch. So I think it's a sweet spot that you can get to between the viral aspect of pulling in sort of impulse travel to a certain extent. I think it's really going to be about how you push it out to people and how you make them aware of the fact that that app exists, and to actually open your app when they do have an impulse, or even to generate that impulse in the first place.
Yeah.
Nihal?
That's my name. No, I'm just kidding. I think to Vince's point, the Facebook integration is really nice. One thing that we spoke about backstage is there a way, when we look at apps, it's, you're literally competing with Facebook, and Twitter for mindshare, right? Ultimately, every time a consumer opens an app, we say at Eniac, it's almost like you have to give $100 of like perceived value to the consumer to want to keep on opening the app, right? Mm-hmm. So how can you make it that addictive and create that engagement? And push notifications have been proven to do that. I was talking maybe about lists for consumers of their top 10 places to almost pique interest to want to travel.
Yeah. I mean, I think the social aspect is incredibly important. If you look at sort of TripAdvisor allows you to integrate with Facebook. They've said when they do that, it increases engagement 27%. If you look at what's shared on social media, 60% of photos on Facebook are travel related. So I think there's a really tremendous aspect of where we can pull that into our app and make it increase the sharing aspect. But I also think we're offering a value that just, Instagram, you look at pretty pictures and there's a fun element to that, but we're actually enabling you to get closer to that travel goal, which you want, and turn all these sort of trips that you dream about into trips that you can actually take. We try and highlight the most important information, how long it takes to get there, and most importantly, how much it costs.
Food for thought. Gillian, thank you very much. Congratulations on the pitch. Vince, Nihal, and Matt, thank you for the feedback. We are back in just 2 minutes with